It's been a while. And I kind of wanted to. So a little background, if you're new to the show and whatnot, DJ's been a guest before. Go back and check out that episode. But basically, I found out about you because as oh snap, as a brother that is into some interesting activities and one that doesn't want to be in a box. I like to seek out other brothers that are living an alternative dream, right? And I found this dude that was obsessed with bow hunting. And I was like, a brother obsessed with bow hunting? Like, this is a guy that I need to follow. Not that I am more of a rifle guy myself. I did just buy a bow, but I started following you, and I slid into your DMs, and now we've kind of got a nice little friendship going on. And you've been on the podcast, as I mentioned before, but I wanted to get you back on here because a lot's changed, man. You've got a lot more followers now, and I really want to know about your trip. You went, I believe, mule deer hunting for the first time out in Colorado. I want to get the scoop on how that was. I know it was successful. So, I mean, what was that trip like?
It was honestly, it was life changing. I consider myself an athlete. And when it comes to hunting, I was tested in ways that I was never tested before in any other state or environment I had ever been hunting in before. When I got out into that elevation in the heat out in Colorado, central Colorado, it was almost like I trained my ass off to get out there. I trained really hard in the gym. I've still been going consistently to the gym. I trained really hard with my new bow, my setup. I saw myself, like, I won't say peak as an archer, but I don't think I shot my bow, as religiously as I shot it last year in preparation for that hunt. And I'm glad I did, because when it came down to it, I was successful in the shot that I took in order to harvest my first Colorado velvet mule deer. And it was almost like the only thing that was given to me when I went out there to hunt, they gave me a place to stay, they gave me some food, but they couldn't give me the work ethic to get out there and face the adversity that I put myself into by on hunt number one, evening number one. I thought I made a perfect 57-yard shot quartering away on, which would have been a great mule deer. And I ended up hitting him a little bit too high, and it was a non-vital shot, so that animal had lived. And we got back to camp. I was frustrated. The guys in camp, like, they were telling me how difficult the shot was, and they had, gave me props for attempting to even take the shot. And I could not. I'm the type of person that I don't like failure when it comes to something that I know I can be 100% successful at. That eats at me like nothing else. Especially when I know how I prepare, I know how I can shoot, and I know my abilities. And when that happened, it was like game on. Like, I had to flip the switch. I went into redemption mode, some would say, and it was just unbelievable. It was just unbelievable. I know we had talked about elk hunting in Oregon and stuff like that. I got to see my first ever elk that hunt, first mule deer, first antelope and stuff like that. And it was incredible. And then just going into the group that I had in camp with me, I had JC and Brandon Adams from, My World Outdoors. Their stuff is running now on the Sportsman's channel, 7:30 Central Standard Time, 8:30 Eastern Time on the Sportsman's channel. New episodes every week right now, and those guys were great. We had Tyler Saunders from hunting on Instagram, and then we had not JC, but we had Axel from Rack Daddies. And I just keep thinking about JC because JC was just he was a character from the minute I met him to the minute we left, and to the minute I see my phone pop up with a group chat. It's going to be something either hilarious, something stupid, or something that's going to be like, did he really just say that? It's one of those three. He's one of those types of guys, predictable, but in a good way. And just being thankful and being grateful for them. And all those guys like Kyle Lopez, the outfitter who was able to let us come out and use his place for kid like me to come out and kill a mule deer. It was incredible.
Dude, that's what I like to hear, man. It seemed the footage from the hunt was sick too. And have you like is there a project you're working on, anything like that, as far as like the outdoor world and outdoor TV, anything like that? You got any offers or anything like that?
No, last year I had a lot of success, so I had a lot of people tell me that maybe I should probably reach out or either start something for myself that's bigger, as in like, take a little bit more production seriously and stuff like that, and try to, hit a few more different states. But I'm a regular guy. I work a 9 to 5. I got 2 kids. I got responsibility. Some of these other guys that are young and, they don't have as much responsibility. They can just pack up, move to a different state, quit a job, and hunt if they want to, fish if they want to, because they're at that point in life to make those types of sacrifices. And for me, I've always loved doing what I've done, with my background being in law enforcement and then working in, the hospital setting. I've always loved that. So as far as me, I've always wanted to do what I wanted to do within law enforcement and in the medical field, and always have hunting as an option on the side, more or less like as a side gig, because that's all I can commit to at this time. And I don't like committing to things where I can't be 100%. So at this point in time in life, it's like, that's not something that I'm thinking of or I'm thinking on, but I think in my future that day will come, and I hope by then I'll be prepared for it and I can take advantage of those opportunities of those who are reaching out to me and who believe in me enough to say, hey, we want you to take this money, use it wisely, book some hunts, hit some states. If you want to put a crew together, or you want to do everything solo, and just get it done. And I'm looking forward to the day that comes, so I can have those people proud, and I can make everybody else proud, and I can lead and show by example.
I definitely think you will, man. Like, the following that you're building, I mean, the number of people that are following you continues to grow. You've been at this for, dude, the amount of growth, it's kind of weird. You see growth on just snapshots of one's life, the success, the dedication, that's all there. You're documenting all of what's going on. And it shows with the amount of people that are drawn to you, right? And so I definitely think at some point, I think that this industry, not even an industry, but like this activity, rather, like the hunting space, like it was primarily like most people would think of like a white dude or some redneck guy that goes hunting. And then I love that you're breaking the mold, because that's not it. And that's, again, that's what drew me to you, is because I'm like, I felt like I was the only brother that was out there in the field. And I think that you could speak, you'll speak on it the same way I do. I think that the hunting community is one of the most open and kind communities I've been a member of. I've only felt acceptance. I get some weird looks like, whoa, this isn't something you see every day. But as far as like people teaching and just making sure that you're good and you know what you're doing, or if you have a question, like, the people are more than happy to answer. And so that kind of leads me to what we were talking about before the show, is like Hunters of Color. Like, I'm surprised you have been featured on that Instagram page, right?
I believe so. I'll have to go back and double check, but I believe they've shared some of my stuff a couple of times. I mean, there's a couple of pages where it's like, I don't even know that people even shared any of my stuff until someone tags me in a comment like, hey, DJ, did you see this picture? I'm like, no, didn't see it. They didn't tag me and didn't message me. And, I get it. It happens. And now it's like, it's getting to the point where I'm not angry that that's happening, because it's just letting me know that I'm being successful, that people are proud enough to take my stuff and share it without even talking to me, because they just want to put it out there. I appreciate that, and I appreciate the support coming, from them and from everybody else that supports me within the hunt community.
Yeah, I love that page. I think it's good. It's a good reminder that white people can't have all the fun, right? No. But what type of are you booking an elk hunt this year out in Colorado? Are you gonna make it out to Oregon this year by chance?
No. I would honestly, if I could. I think this year for me is going to be all whitetails this year. My usual Minnesota, usual Wisconsin, and if I get lucky, I got a trip planned down to Florida with the lady and my daughter. I might be able to sneak out for a day or two, either in Florida and Georgia. I'll buy a license and try to get out and try and hunting because I haven't hunted down in Florida since I want to say maybe 2015. I
Mm-hmm.
want to say so. It's been a while. Do I miss it? I miss the people that I hunted with. Like my uncles, cousins, and stuff like that. Growing up in a outdoors, men and women. Traditional family where everybody hunts, everybody fishes. I think I've said this before in your podcast where my great grandma had 7 kids. She had 5 boys, 2 girls. Every single last one of them can fish, hunt, trap, and farm, and and they're all the best at it. Let them tell it. So you know, I miss that. I miss that sometimes, but I also feel as if I've become into my own here in the Midwest with the knowledge that I've learned in the past decade of hunting and fishing in Minnesota and states like Wisconsin and stuff like that too. And I even bought a tag in North Dakota a few years ago. I hunted there. I love the experience that I had there. I'm looking forward to getting back there in the future and just teaching what I'm learning on, to my kids and passing down some stuff that I've learned to keep that tradition going and, showing them that, they can do anything that they put their mind to. Doesn't matter if it's, in the woods or, in school, sport, job, whatever they want to put their effort into. Just make sure you're doing 100% and prepare and try to be as successful as you can. So that's my goal.
It's a good goal to have, man. I think that it's a very wise goal to have as well.